Hello friends, I'm Lynn and welcome to my channel, Mistress of Highlight. In today's video, I am going to show you how I did the Billy from Saw makeup using Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers in red, white, and I think they called that a magic stick in black. And also from Revolution Makeup, that is the baking powder. It's basically the setting powder that I'll be using for the white. And of course, I'll be putting on some lashes because gotta look cute. Yes, ma'am. So, first one. Here is, I'm going to prime the face. And I'm going to use the rest of that sample I got for the no pore, no problem. Because it blurs out my pores. I got some large pores, mostly like on my cheeks and stuff. And a little bit on my head, on my forehead rather. So I'm going to try and make sure to cover those up. So that's what I'm working on doing there. Spread that around. So now that my face is all primed, ready to put on some white, very exciting. There's Fantasy Makers in the white, and I'm going to use my synthetic brush right there. So now I'm getting ready to put it on. And so when I get a new cream makeup for the face, I kind of put a little at a time just to kind of see how much it builds on at a time. And you see there, third time's a charm, because I start gauging how hard to go in with my brush before I put it on my face and everything. So I'm going to cover from my whole face down to my neck. And I'm not totally getting up to the eyes because I'll be doing the black eye makeup. So you see there, I brushed it all on. Now I'm going to use the Beauty Blender. And I'm using the Beauty Blender part to set it into the skin, and also to take out the brush streaks, you know, because the brush leaves like little bits of lines like I'm showing you there. And then I take the Beauty Blender and just kind of go over that to smooth it out. So now that's all set. Now I'm going to use the setting powder. That's from Revolution Makeup, and I'll use my big powder brush. And I'm just going to tap it in just like that. And I do that all over my face and all over my neck. And I make sure to get everywhere. Some parts I get twice, but that's not a big deal. You can do that. That's fine. And now I'm taking an eyeliner, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline my brows. And since Billy the puppet, I think he's known to some people as Jigsaw too. So just so you're familiar, that's the same thing, okay? So I'm outlining how I'm gonna draw in the brows. And the brows have an arch, and they're pretty big and thick because it's a creepy looking puppet. And I want you to keep in mind while I'm doing this makeup, my objective in all of this is to have fun with it. You're going to find it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical or anything, but to be honest with you, with this kind of makeup look, that's kind of not necessarily the goal anyway, because if you've ever seen that puppet, he looks creepy as shit anyway. And some of the stuff on him, it looks kind of sloppily painted, like it's not some fancy done puppet or anything like that. So don't worry about it. So the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I don't want you to worry about it if, let's say, you go through and try to do the eyebrows and stuff and it doesn't come out very symmetrical or anything like that. As long as it looks relatively even, that's really all that matters. Just so that they get an eye. Because if it's totally off kilter, that's not going to look right. Now we're going to fill it in. So I'm going to use the Morphe Jeffree Star palette because that stuff has some staying power. And I'm going to use that black there in the corner. And you're going to see me actually use that quite a bit. So now I'm going to fill in the brows, and I'm using a small detail brush. And that brush is from BH Cosmetics, from that Eye Makeup Essentials set of brushes. So I'm going to fill in those brows. And you hear me clicking because I'm doing stuff on the computer at the same time. So now those brows are filled and they're looking creepy. Just so you know, if you mess up on the edges and some of the edges are kind of sloppy, you just take the little brush there that you see me have, like that eyebrow edge brush, and go back in with the paint and just, you know, line around. Kind of same thing as you do with concealer. If you mess up the lipstick. Now I'm going to do the black makeup around the eyes. I'm going to use the same color, that Morphe Jeffree Star, and that's a BH Cosmetics shadow brush, again, from that Eye Makeup Essentials set. And I start tapping that in. Now, the cool thing about this eyeshadow palette, I find that it doesn't have crazy fallout or anything. So that's why I wasn't too worried using that one. I do have a few different black eyeshadows, but I preferred using that one because it doesn't have as much fallout as my other ones do. But if you're using a different eyeshadow brand than what you see me using, then perhaps when you use your brush and tamp it in there, you know, like get that makeup, just tap the excess off. And I used the smudge brush to get underneath. Now I got all around the eyes, and then my makeup light went out too. As you can see, that's why you see one side is all dark. Yeah, that's my luck. Again, if you make a mistake in the eye makeup there around the area, same deal. Use that little brush, that brush that you see me using there, a synthetic with the white paint, and then go back in and make sure to set after. Now, one thing before I forget. So I use that brush, right? Make sure you have a tissue or something to wipe off paint as you go along. Because you see that little bit of black? That's from cleaning up the black paint. And obviously, you don't want to get the black paint into the white or the black eyeshadow into the white. You want to keep it neat. So that's why I keep cleaning the brush as I go along. So now we're going into the next part. Now we're going to start doing the red swirls using the red Fantasy Makers. And I'm going to use the back of that brush, because I was thinking it'll give me that thickness that I want for the lines and that kind of creepy, swirly look that I want to go for. And I also felt it was going to be faster than using brush bristles. See, the light was sitting there going off on me again. Jesus. I feel like that other light that I have runs out of battery fast. It's chargeable, but I feel like it runs out of battery pretty quick. It's a travel light up mirror that I use for conventions and stuff and photo shoots. But you see me keep swirling around. You see that? You just want to basically get it in that general area of the swirl. Now I'm going to get ready to do the other side and make it look as much the same as the other one as possible. And that one's a bit wider, not as tight as the other one. But, you know, same idea. They're both swirls. As long as you're having fun with it, that's what matters. Don't take it too seriously. It's just fun face makeup for spooky season. Now I'm going to use that magic stick with the black, and I'm going to make the puppet lines there. See, there you go. I did there. Now I'm going to get ready to do the lips. And what I was thinking I wanted to do was sort of an ombre kind of deal with black and red. So I'm going to line, I'm using a black eyeliner actually to line my lips and go in some. And now I'm going to go in with that Fantasy Makers red paint and the synthetic brush, kind of like that eyebrow brush. And I'm going in with the red, kind of trying to mix it in with the black there, make it look creepy. I'm loving that creepiness. That's looking great. Love it. And now I'm going to go in with the eyeliner in my waterline to darken around my eyes more. Because if you sit there and you do that kind of black around the eyes, but then you don't put black in the waterline, it could end up just looking kind of funky, like something's missing, you know? The only exception is if you want to make your eyes look larger and more open, then in that case, you would use a white eyeliner. But in this case, we want it to look dark and creepy, so we're going to do black. And that is Jeffree Star setting spray, and I'm going to spray some setting spray. I love that stuff. It's great setting spray. So there's the makeup. I'll tell you, those swirlies were harder than I thought they would be on the cheeks. I'm using Eyelure eye glue, and I'm applying lashes. And I'm trying to move the other light around so that you can see as we go along. Now I got the lashes on. The lashes make a difference, right? It gives it more of that girly look. And there's my page boy wig I'm wearing with the suit. The photographer has the bow, so I'll have a bow later. But anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it helped you. Let me know in the comments below what you thought and if there's other tutorials you want to see. And thanks for watching. Bye! Bye.